Fellas, welcome back. I'm Connor Will MMA, and I'm going to be talking about the MVP MMA card happening on Netflix this weekend. The same time as the UFC card, Arnold Allen versus Melquizel Costa. I figure a lot of people are going to be tuning into this card instead. A lot more star power, a lot more interesting fights, interesting comebacks such as Rhonda Rousey, Ngannou, Nate Diaz, and Mike Perry. But I'm going to be giving my predictions for a few of these fights. I won't give my predictions on a few of them because I don't know a lot of these fighters. But the main ones, I will give my predictions. Starting with this fight, Rhonda Rousey versus Gina Carano. Rhonda Rousey should win this convincingly. Rhonda Rousey should take her down and armbar her in the first round. Gina Carano is an actress, you know. Rhonda Rousey, I mean, just look at them. Gina Carano looks like she spent more time on a surgery table than in the gym. And Rhonda Rousey looks like my uncle. So I'm picking Rhonda Rousey by armbar submission in the first round. And I personally believe if Rhonda Rousey doesn't take her down and submit her, it's probably fucking rigged, you know. Francis Ngannou versus Felipe Lins. People are underestimating Felipe Lins here, but I am taking Francis Ngannou by KO still. I don't think there's anything Felipe Lins can do to stop it. And that's the general consensus in the community, I believe. Francis Ngannou by KO. Early as well. I changed my mind. Francis Ngannou by decision. Call me crazy. I just saw it. I just had a premonition, you know. As I was saying, Francis Ngannou by KO, I just saw it. I just saw the decision. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'm wrong. Francis Ngannou by decision. Nate Diaz versus Mike Perry. My dad is set on Nate Diaz is going to win this fight convincingly. He truly believes Nate Diaz is going to win this fight convincingly. I think Mike Perry will win by decision. And I don't think this fight is going to be all that. I would like it to be a barn burner. I would like to see a lot of blood. And I'm sure they will both bleed from their faces since they've got all that scar tissue. But I just feel like Nate Diaz is going to clown around in there. I feel like he's going to walk away, do his emotes, do his Stockton slap and stuff. And I feel like Nate Diaz's way to win is probably by wrestling. I don't think Nate Diaz can hang on the feet with Mike Perry. I just feel like Mike Perry is just going to get in there and box with Nate Diaz and smash his face up. Or Nate Diaz is going to walk away and it's going to be a boring decision. Either way, I think Mike Perry will win this fight. I do not see Nate Diaz wrestling him. I don't think Nate Diaz is a very good wrestler. He's a good grappler, but he's not a very good wrestler. And I don't see Nate Diaz taking him down and stuff, you know. Maybe he'll pull guard and maybe Mike Perry will jump into his guard. I could see that happening, but I'm going to pick Mike Perry. I'm going to pick Mike Perry here. This is one of those fights that I don't know these people. Saladin Parnas versus Kenneth Cross. I'm sure you guys watching know these guys, but I'm sorry, I have no idea. And I don't care. Kenneth Cross, Parnas. Gimme Parnas. This one I do care about. Junior Dos Santos versus Rebelis de Spain. Junior Dos Santos, I really love Junior Dos Santos. He's great. He's a legend. He's got a hell of a nose on him. But I think Rebelis de Spain will win by KO. Unfortunately. And he is a fucking specimen. Look at him. That's crazy. Anyway, yeah. I'm taking Rebelis de Spain by KO. Junior Dos Santos is getting up there in age. He's a legend of the sport, but I just don't think he has it in him as much as Rebelis de Spain does at this moment. On to the prelims. I don't know these two fighters. Namo Fazil, Jake Babian. I'm gonna pick Namo Fazil because no reason. Adriano Moraes versus Fumin Kuta. I don't know who Fumin Kuta is, but I do know Adriano Moraes. I know he's a very good fighter. I know he knocked out Demetrius Johnson in a sus way, but it needs their head on the ground, which Demetrius Johnson obviously didn't see coming because he came from the UFC where that is illegal. But he did KO Demetrius Johnson. Demetrius Johnson then beat him twice in a row, I believe. But Marlon Moraes, I'm gonna take him because I don't know the other fella. Give me Marlon Moraes by KO. Jason Jackson, I am now familiar with. Now that I'm familiar with Yaroslav Amosov. Jason Jackson knocked out Yaroslav Amosov in Bellator. And I don't know who Jefferson Grayton is. I mean, how do you not pick Jefferson Grayton here? Look at this dude. I'm picking Jason Jackson by KO. David McGoyan versus Albert Morales. I don't know these two fighters. I'm going to pick David McGoyan because he record mogs, I guess. Aileen Pereira versus Jade Masson Wang. I'm going to pick Aileen Pereira because she fucking annoys me. I don't like looking at her. Fuck that bitch. She's got fucking OnlyFans. Get out of here. Go back to OnlyFans, pal. Chris Avila versus Brandon Jenkins. I'm going to take... They both look like gimps. So I'm going to take Chris Avila because he looks like slightly less of a gimp. 8 and 9. Wow. You don't see records like that in the UFC. 16 and 11 is bad enough. I'm going to take Chris Avila. 8 and 9 is really awful. That's really bad. But yeah, that's my picks. I've got Chris Avila, Aileen Pereira, David McGoyan, Jason Jackson by KO, Adriano Moraes by KO, Namo Fazil, Rebellis de Spain by KO, Saladin Pan Ass, Mike Perry by decision, Francis Ngannou by decision, and Ronda Rousey by sub. And that'll be my picks for the card. Personally, it's a bit overhyped. It really is just Ronda Rousey coming back and Gina Carano. Like, this is why the hype. Francis Ngannou versus Felipe Lins. The problem is no one cares about Felipe Lins. If this was Francis Ngannou versus any other heavyweight that had name value, this card would be massive. So those are my predictions and thoughts on this card, the MVP MMA card, Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano. Let me know if you're tuning into this card. I probably will have it on my phone while I'm watching the UFC, just on the side. Yeah. Let me know your thoughts on this card. Let me know your suggestions in the comments. Thank you for watching. Peace.